Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. Today I'm going to show you some of the techniques that I use to make a fluid butterfly. Here are the colors that I used. We've got metallic berry, metallic aged copper, metallic rose, eggplant, cotton candy, which I didn't wind up using in this painting, and purple. So this will be my third fluid butterfly that I've made. The first two I made for Mother's Day for my mom, for her to choose out of them. And one of those is available for prints up on my website. Oh, you'll also want the titanium white. You're going to cover your canvas with a nice thick layer of that before getting started. So then I just go in and start adding paint, trying to shape out the wings. And I've decided to start, doing the narration like this, you guys, because I just can't stand to paint without listening to my favorite music. And because of copyright issues and stuff with YouTube, of course, that's a big no-no. So that I can get into my groove with my tunes and still make these videos for you, I've decided that this is a better option for me. So as you can see, I'm just swiping through here with the resin spreading tool. And, it only takes a couple times of playing around with this thing in paint before you start getting a real feel for some of the things you can do for it. And I can't even begin to tell you the millions of ideas of other things. Some things I've already done that I'll continue to show you guys, and then other ideas that I haven't even begun to explore yet with this thing. So yeah, just play around with it, swoop it. I kind of go back and forth with it sometimes to sort of mix the colors, and just have fun with it. So here I'm taking and removing some of the white paint. I want to make sure there's not too much paint on the canvas because I don't want it to spread too much. Also, I have some things I kind of want to fix here in the white. You'll see in a minute. I kind of use this spreading tool to bring the white down and kind of like a little eraser. And just take that little piece out like that. And continue working these wings a little bit here. And then I just come in with a straw here and there, where I kind of want to soften up the lines and make it look a little more flowy and fluttery. Get my big old head in the way. And then I have this little tool. It's kind of got a rubbery feeling to it. Sorry, it's not completely in focus there. And at this point, I'm just playing around in the paint until I get something that I like. And you'll see that I manipulate the paint around over and over again. So I'm just kind of dragging this, and you'll see that I pulled up a little too much paint there. So I'm just going to use the straw, blow it right over. And I think it needs a little bit more. I wanted to try and get the same effect that I did with the last one on the edges of the wings, where I've got that lacing effect with this metallic berry. It's the same paint, the same mix in the bottle. It's not a new mix. But it is, oh, there's my big head again. So I just dragged that through there. Anyway, the paint is, a few weeks older now. So of course the ratio isn't going to be quite the same after evaporation and stuff. So it didn't lace this time. I was a little bit sad about that, but that's okay. It still turns out quite nice. And I want to kind of blend it a little, soften it here and there. You can see how cool that resin tool is. I know you're all going to be addicted to it just like me. And take the straw in so that we can soften it up again. Do that around, just sort of making it look how we want it as we go. And do it on all the edges of the wings here. It just helps give it that soft, flowy, wispy look. And now I'm getting ready to start working on the body. So I am pulling off excess white paint so that it doesn't spread too much. That looks just like a dragonfly body to me, which now makes me want to do a dragonfly as well. Anyway, the paint really did start spreading in here, so see, I just take this little tool. You might be able to see this a little better later in the video. I think I showed it in the last video too. I don't know how to explain. So the tool comes down on a point, like a cone, and it's kind of a very firm, sort of rubbery foam is the best I can explain it. But I like using it in my fluid painting. So I had dipped it in this metallic bronze to create the antennas, and then I dripped the metallic bronze there for an eye. And I'm still just using that same tool. I'm swirling, kind of trying to pull it all together here. And, you know, I sort of have a short attention span, so I kind of go back and forth and start manipulating stuff in this painting. So now I've decided that I think the body is too straight and I want it to be kind of curved, so I'm just using the straw to kind of push the paint around a bit and sort of reshape the body. So now I'm going to do the swipe. I've got some strips of paper towel here that I've sprayed with a spray bottle to get them lightly wet. And I'm going to try very carefully to set the edge of this down in the white between the body and the wing. Note for next time, do the swipe on the wings before adding the body. There we go. Pulled that white up through the wing. As you can see, there's some lovely little cells happening there. I lose most of those in the end result. Spoiler alert. No, some of them stay. And then let's do this again down here. Now I've decided that the body's getting too big, so I have this little sponge tool and I'm going to go remove some of the paint. Don't worry, I do this all the time. That metallic rose paint just spreads and takes over. So I'm just kind of trying to determine how much paint I actually need to remove. You can see I'm all the way down to the tile there. So now I have another squirrel moment here and decide it's time to do another swipe. But I realize I need to put a little white there. So that's what I did. Another little piece of paper towel that's lightly damp. And let's go in and do it again. Alright. Now this little tool, I think it's a dotting tool. I don't remember where I got it. I've had it forever, but it's just a hard little plastic tool with a round little ball on the end, and I'm just kind of using it to push paint around. Gonna kind of smooth out this line down here on the bottom where I removed this paint. Gonna go in and add some extra white paint. Want to try and even out what I've got going on here. So remember, we had that rose metallic was just spreading out and making his body way too big. I just went and removed some of the rose paint. Now we're replacing it with white paint. Using a few different techniques here to kind of smooth out the look. I have found that even if something dries with where it looks a little uneven in texture, I've been able to, at least in the white background part, I've been able to take a really fine piece of sanding paper and just kind of smooth it out, and then once I cover it in resin, you can't even tell. the way the light affects it, it just all blends perfectly. So I'm pulling the white here into the head and into the body to try and make it look like it's all part of the same picture, also to try and define better the body. Now I'm smoothing out some of this mess I made over here when I added that extra white, trying to make it blend better. And here I want to define the body a little better, so I'm trying to drag that white down and make a nice defined white line surrounding or between the body and the wings here. Just those extra little details, you know. So there's way too much metallic paint in the middle of this body that's pulled up, and I'm just not sure what it's going to do, and I don't trust it since I just laid down fresh white, so I'm using a Q-tip. I'm just pulling up some of the excess paint, and then I'm going back in with that little plastic dotting tool and spreading what's already there to fill in the gap I made, so that we have a more stable body that's not going to shift. I'm just taking my resin spreading tool here, trying to make this white paint just a little smoother. And now I'm back to wanting to thin up this body a little bit. So I brought in another Q-tip. I want the white to fill in this spot here. So there's definitely a separation of the body that you can see. And it kind of fills itself back in because there's some extra paint in there from the swipes. I use a straw to kind of smooth it a little. And then I just loaded that little wedge tool with some white paint just to fill in the little crack that was left. So now I'm not happy with these antennas because that bronze paint spread way too much, and I don't like it. So you're just going to see me here kind of trying to fix them and then kind of just scraping it all off and starting from scratch and just pushing the paint around with my tools. So I dipped my dotting tool into his eyeball there and used that paint to draw out the antenna. Plus it made a cool little spot in the eye. And so I think it's finished. We'll get a better look at the details here. Let's see where some of the cells happened with the swipe. Some of the colors stayed nice and solid. Creates a lot of interest, I think. And the lumps in the paint you won't even be able to notice after it's dried and sanded and resined. And here it is dry. So all kinds of room for your guys' experiments to improve and expand upon. I know I'm going to be doing angels and butterflies and fairies and dragonflies. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please click like, Please subscribe because I have so much more I want to show you. If you're interested in any prints, you can get them in just about any size. You can go to my website, boxart.com. Also have a Facebook page, and you can follow me on Instagram. Until next time, have a great day, everyone.